There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out all fear, because fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. 1 John 4:18. 620 Live, so that we may all speak boldly. I'd like to take this time to invite you to Sparks First Baptist Church in Sparks, Georgia. Sunday services begin at 9:30 a.m. with Sunday school, followed by morning worship service at 10:30 a.m., and evening service starts at 6 p.m. Wednesday services start at 7 p.m., and you can find these services, if you're unable to attend, on the Sparks First Baptist Church Facebook page. We would love to have you join us. Let me preface this by saying that you may hear my phone go off in this recording because there is some family issues going on with Mama, so I want to keep my phone line open because I usually turn it on do not disturb while recording, but I need to keep the phone line open. So just want to make sure that everybody knows that. And let's get into the podcast here. I have to say that it's a little fortuitous, maybe. I don't think that's the right word, and the more that I think about it here is not the right word, and I don't believe in coincidences, but we've been going over stress, and this is a thing that Mama wanted me to go over, so of course got to keep Mama happy, got to do what Mama says, right? But it's in God's timing that actually going over this, because this is a kind of really stressful time as she goes through this medical issue that she's having. And just in case that there's a week where I don't post a podcast, I just want everybody to know, so that the reason why. But with all this going on, we knew that she was having some issues, but not to the extent that we found out that she was. And what's crazy about that is it's fear of the unknown. And I never once feared, as in was scared for her. And let me explain that, because there's a big difference between being scared and fear, and also fear as in awe and respect. I'm not saying that I did not get worried at all, even though it sounds like I'm saying that. Am I concerned for her? Yes, of course. But at the same time, while I am concerned, I know that God has it under control. I know it's in the most capable hands, and more capable hands than I have. So am I fearful for her safety? No. Am I fearful for her health? No, because I know God is in control. Do I want her healed and back to normal for her? Yes, I do. And I don't think, and I'm not ashamed to say that that I did not get emotional, and I did not get concerned, because I did. And I think that's just the human nature in us, and I think every Christian does it, despite what they say. That you get fearful, or scared momentarily, but where does the majority of it go? Do you keep it and stay? Or do you know that Jesus has it under control and that it's going to work out for his good? And I think that's where a lot of us make that mistake, is the fearful as in awe and respect, as opposed to fearful as being terrified, scared, and, things along that line. So it's a definition and a context kind of thing. But we don't know when we're going to die. We don't really know whenever we step outside of our home what's gonna happen. But do you know who controls the day? Are you fearful that something's gonna come out and get you, or are you okay and confident and secure in the knowledge that Jesus has you under his protection? We have to be very careful there to stay on the side of fear, as in awe and respect, and not let it get to the fearful, as in scared and terrified and worried and things along that line. It's kind of a fine line, but at the same time it's two totally different definitions, and you need to make sure which one are you following. Because me personally, I think it's perfectly fine to be worried for a second about someone, concerned for them, but do not stay in that state of mind. You may be worried about somebody who you just heard had a heart attack or was in a car wreck, or heaven forbid, like a school shooting or something along that line. You can be worried for them, but then turn it over to God, because that's where it needs to go. That's where it needs to stay. We know that we are going to die. However, we do not know when we're going to die. And it goes along the same lines, that we know that Jesus is coming back. We just don't know when Jesus is coming back. And what I mean by that is, whenever the rapture takes place, we know that, we're going to be raptured or taken up to heaven with Jesus. We just don't know when it's going to take place. The second coming of Jesus is going to take place at the end of the tribulation. We know that. And however, we still do not know when, like as in time. Like, March 15th, 2037, or, any other date that you can come up with. We don't know that time frame. And the fear as in being scared or worried is a major contributing, I got that word out, go me, is a major contributing factor in the medical condition of anxiety. And, and it goes back to an old saying, and I should have researched this, but, things going on about who says it, is, I want to think it's in a song, but I can't remember. I've heard it for a long time. Is, we do not know who holds tomorrow. I mean, we do not know what tomorrow holds. However, we do know who holds tomorrow. Again, let me repeat that, because as I patted myself on the shoulder for the one thing, I messed up the next one. We don't know what tomorrow holds, but we do know who holds tomorrow. And Christians have no need to worry about where we're going to spend eternity. Those who are lost or unbelievers, they really, there's no worry about where they're going, because they'll be going to the lake of fire for all of eternity. They should be worried about what the lake of fire is and the torment and all that goes on there. But like I've said before in both posting as well as in podcasts, there is only two places to go when it comes to your eternal resting place, and that is either the lake of fire or eternity in heaven. The choice is up to each individual person. what they, where they want to go. Some people, are going to bust hell wide open, and that's their choice. Me personally, I want to spend time with my loved ones in heaven, worshiping Jesus for, the rest of eternity. And we know of God's love, which, comes from John 3:16, and that's what gives us the ability to get into heaven and to avoid and to turn our backs to the lake of fire for all of eternity. It's not a difficult question. It's, but yet some people just feel that they don't deserve it, or some people just straight up don't want it. And for me, I just can't understand that, but, and we know from John 3:16 that Jesus loves us as well, because he voluntarily died for us whenever he could have, as the song says, called 10,000 angels to come and rescue him. But he chose to be stronger and not get rescued. He chose to die for us. And we also know of the Holy Spirit's love because he come to live within us. He is the helper promised by Jesus. He's the great comforter. He is there for us to guide us and, to be there for us, to strengthen us. And like I've said, and I'm going to repeat this again, fear, whenever you define it as awe and respect for Jesus and God, is perfectly fine. However, the fear as in terrified, scared, worried, things like that, not so much. Because that fear actually shows a lack of trust in God. Because, like I've said, we know that God has everything under control, and to be scared of an outcome of something shows that we don't trust God's judgment. And, like I've said, God has our best interest at heart. I'm not even going to try to do the voice here, but fear leads to anxiety, and anxiety leads to a world of unknowns, health issues, and other things that may crop up and, mess with us. Lost people, those who are unsaved, unbelievers, fear or should fear the judgment of God. Some of them don't even believe that there is a God, but, they should fear the judgment of God, the wrath of God that is told to us in, the book of Revelation. These people are either worried about it or don't worry about it because they don't believe, but they are the people, the lost people, the unbelievers are those who have not accepted the free gift of salvation, which is offered to us by, John 3:16, by God. Some of them may be scared or fearful of things that they have done in the past. They could have been murderers, they could have been adulterers, they could have been drug dealers, they could have been pimps, they could have been prostitutes, they could have been anything like that. They could have even been preachers. It doesn't matter what occupation they had or what they did, in their life, but they may be fearful of what has gone on in the past and, think that they're not worthy. But each and every person in this world is worthy of, the gift, because it says that for God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten Son, that whosoever, which means everybody, should not perish, but have everlasting life. Some of them who get saved still tend to try to, think that they're not worthy, but yet we are worthy. Those who are lost are not leaning on that God forgives all when he does. He wipes the slate clean. It can be black as midnight, one swipe, one nod, one blink, however he wants to do it, and the slate is clean again. This works for everybody. No matter what you think, it works for you. I would like to have expounded on a couple of things here, but I do want to get this recorded, and posted for everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your prayers that you have sent up for Mama. I greatly appreciate it, and God bless each and every one of you. And I'll talk with you next time. The zombie apocalypse has come, and all the years of me needing to lose weight, now it is a must for my survival. Join me by following Zombie Diaries to track my progress. Hey, thank you for listening to the podcast. It means a lot to me. I just ask that you please like, share, rate, review, and if you want to keep up with each and every one of the podcasts, be sure to subscribe as well. You can visit us on the web at www.620lifepodcast.com. Again, that's www.620lifepodcast.com.